the reason I went with these sticks and stand is because I can now walk up to a tree, start climbing it without ever having to come back down. And then I can also, once I'm done hunting, I can climb down, have everything on my back, and because I can attach the sticks to the side of my stand, I never have to take it back off my back to try to repack everything up. It's XOP products, Extreme Outdoor Products. And so I have their XOP short sticks and I got their stand. The reason I got these, and the cool thing about these, is they have a locking mechanism right here, so they lock into each other and they hold really tight. The way you get them off is you just twist that bottom step and it pulls right out. And same thing to put them back up, twist it back and it's locked in place. And so you can attach the brackets to the side of the stand, which then, as you can see, allows me to put my sticks on the side of my stand. I can open this and pull it off, and I can put it right back on and lock it into place. There's two ways that I've thought about doing it, or that I've tried doing it. One is I can stack two sticks on top of each other. So, for instance, like that, I can have two sticks on both sides on top of each other as I'm walking through, but that gives you a really wide profile. You know, especially if you're walking through thick stuff, you don't want to be catching on everything. But if you're in really open timber, you're not going to catch on anything. You know, you can have it all there and then you can just have your bow in your hand and you're good to go. But the other way that I've been doing it, which I like doing it this way, is just starting with two sticks off. And I have one stick on each side. It kind of keeps a slimmer profile. So I'll just carry these in my hand and my bow in the other hand and walk to the stand. So, because I always put two sticks on the tree before I even get started. So I'm gonna demonstrate that here in just a second. But there's a couple things gear related that I want to mention about like this stand, and a couple things like modifications that I've made. The seat has these little hooks, and I put this paracord on both sides of the seat. One, to hold this as a platform so I can set my bag on it. But two, that is really tight and it keeps the spine of the stand from coming out from the platform. That it doesn't come out or jiggle around at all. So makes it really easy for me because I don't have to worry about trying to re-strap my stand tight together. And now you might notice that these sticks don't have straps on them. So this is another modification that I have. I bought this chalk bag. It was like 13 bucks on Amazon. And so I have my straps all rolled up in here, my stand strap and all my sticks. So as I'm climbing, I'll just pull a stick off, pull a strap out of my bag or my chalk bag, put it on and go. So I'm going to demonstrate that as if I was hunting in this tree right here. There's a couple things that I have in my pockets as well. First thing is your bowstring or your pull-up rope. And the second thing is your safety harness strap that goes to the tree. I use that for a couple applications actually, and I'll talk through that here in just a second. I have a carabiner on one side of this bowstring. I clip the side with a carabiner to myself, to my safety harness, as I'm climbing up. All right, so set that down, that's good to go. I'm gonna pop one stick off. And I always put two on before I even start climbing. All right, cinch that puppy up. Stick number two. This is also XOP backpack straps, and I love them for long hikes because they have this waistband strap and comes across the chest. All right, so the way that I do this, you can set this through your stick and help you pass it around. What I do is I give it some slack. There might be some interference back there, but flip it. Oh man, that's thorns. Ooh. Golly. So, whenever you get this here, flip it up, cinch that puppy up, then you can pull down and cinch that up. So I have my first two sticks on. Man, that hurt. Bring my lineman's belt around. So this is where having them on my stand is handy, because I can just flip this down and pop that off. Honestly, pretty quiet. And then I just grab a strap out of my old pouch, cinch that up, set it, keep on coming up. Same thing, flip the step, comes right off. Grab a strap out of the pouch. Man, that bark is really loud, isn't it? Jeez. So this is normally the time that you'd be taking your stand off, but I actually go up a little higher first, because I'm gonna set my safety harness strap up there, because I attach my backpack to it. So I'll climb up. So I'm actually gonna go all the way up this top step, because this is gonna be about where I would be if I was standing on my stand. Put my safety harness strap up here. All right, so I'll rotate that to where my loop, to where my stand will be. Undo my stand, bring it around. And I always set the base of my stand just on my lineman's rope. I'll pull my bungee off, undo my backpack, and then this is where I can just hook my bag right there. Okay, now I can shoulder this real quick, drop back down a couple steps, about the height that I want to set my stand, pop it back off. And then to get this paracord off, all I have to do is I just tilt my seat a little bit. They slide right off both sides. Opens up, seat folds down. Grab my last strap. I'll put that on the knob right there. All right, so put it a little bit higher than my last stick, and I cinch that up. Now once I get it to this point, I like to make sure that this top part has contact with the tree, but to get it just a little bit tighter, to get the teeth on the bottom to dig in, I lift my platform, cinch it just a hair more. And sometimes, especially on oak trees, not so much sycamores, but that'll really dig into the tree. And now I can climb back up. And once I get right here, I can take my safety harness tether. So I'm still connected with the tree with my lineman's rope. But now my safety harness tether, I can connect and disconnect my lineman's rope, so I'm always on the tree. I'm never disconnected. I'm going to step at the base of the tree just to cinch that in, and we are golden up here. Now at this point, I always carry a bow hook in my pocket, so I find a spot to put a bow hook at, pull my bow up off the ground right here, because I had that tether right here, pull it up, hang it up, and then I would have all my camera gear or anything that I need right here in my backpack, and I can always strap that up or hook it up somewhere else on this tether to get it out of my way. But I'm hunting. All right, so once the hunt's done, then it's just reverse operation. Still strapped to the tree on my tether. You just drop back down, lift that up, loosen it. Okay, take that off. I'm putting the paracord back on those hooks. Now I'm going to shoulder this, and I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this strap up to get it out of my way and stuff it in the pouch. All right, now once that's there, I'm going to come back up one step, loosen it up, pull my stand back off. I'm going to set my bag on top of my stand, or on top of that ledge, and I like to I hook it with a carabiner up there. And I have this bungee cord that I will oftentimes, just to make sure the bag isn't gonna move around, shift around, or make any noise, run it through my stand across the bag a couple times. So I can put this stand back on my back and take my safety tether down, wrap that up, throw it back in my pocket. Helps to have big old cargo pockets like this. And now we start the descent. All right, and this is my favorite part. I'm gonna lift up on my stick to loosen it up, slide that loose, undo that, tilt it straight. Now I can reach back, find the bracket, slide it in there, tighten back on my stand, roll this strap up. This just makes me happy that this works. I think it gives me joy because I hate having to pack stuff up on the bottom of the tree. Lift up, loosen, take it off. There we go. Okay. So for the last two, if you're going with the carry method, like I've been carrying the last two sticks around, that works pretty easy. Then you could just set this, against the tree. But if you're gonna try to stack it back on top here, the one thing you have to keep in mind is that these teeth have some wiggle room to conform to whatever the tree is. So you have to straighten these back out. Otherwise you're not gonna be able to stick it on there. It won't. You'll be sitting there trying to fight that. But once you straighten them out, you can lock them right into place and it's no big deal. And then you're just...
You want to put the other one on and show how wide the profile is?
Yeah. All right, so that's about how wide your profile is going to be if you have them all four. So it is a little bit wide. So if you're walking through thick stuff, I probably wouldn't advise it. And that's why I have been recently just going with the 2 on there, because that's your profile. They're pretty sweet. I like them.
All right, we better go hunt.
We better go hunt.
Run out of daylight.
Yep, we need to go back to the car and get the stuff.
All right.
So, big buck's gonna die.